People want affordable housing. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your hashtag not sponsored cheap coffee and, well, let's look at this article because this is discussing something that I think should not surprise anyone. Survey shows voters support affordable housing fund. Okay, do they support the actual future fund or housing fund? Almost 90% of voters believe government should spend more money on affordable housing. Well, do you think the government should spend more money on affordable housing? I should put it, you know what, I will put a poll, I'll make one right now on the channel, and you can vote on it. Come on. Oh, I feel like I'm using dial-up here because I'm connected to the mobile network. We'll get you to vote on this poll, if it ever loads up, and you can have your say. You know, if I was a good YouTuber, I'd cut this out right now, but I'm just going to have a coffee and wait. Maybe I will cut it. I mean, look at this. There. Hang on. What do I got? 40 baud modem here. What's going on here? Am I connected to the internet? Yeah, I am. There we go. Okay. There you go. I'm watching Outer Worlds. What is it? King of the Hill. That's keeping me busy at the moment. But let's add this poll, and we'll go to community. I will ask. So, should the government, or should our government spend more on affordable housing? Oh, you're kidding. Awesome. We'll get there. We'll get there. Should our government housing to a text poll? Yes and no. Okay. Post. Fantastic. So we got there eventually. I've got the poll up. It's created. It's got 0 votes, and we'll see at the end of this video how many people actually voted on it. But you can find it on the community tab here for the channel, or I'll put a link to it down below, and you can have your vote so we can see if there's a difference. Because apparently 90% of voters believe the government should spend more on affordable housing. Here's the problem. We all know if the government throws money at housing, what's going to happen? It's just going to, well, exacerbate the current issues we have in housing. I think everyone wants housing to be affordable. They realize the value of it. But it ain't that easy. Australians support higher spending on affordable housing and the introduction of rent caps. Oh no. As research suggests, they would also back a double dissolution election on the issue. Rent caps. Oh shit. Are Aussies that dumb? Yeah, they probably are. Honestly. They probably are. The fact that Greens can be talking about rent caps with any seriousness in Parliament and not be laughed down. It's... Labor reintroduced legislation last week to spend up to to set up the $10 billion Housing Australia Future Fund after a first attempt was held up in the Senate. The government's proposed housing fund would deliver 30,000 social and affordable homes in its first 5 years, with 4,000 for women and children at risk of domestic violence. It's not very many homes, and if you do the sums, it doesn't add up. I think it works out 200 houses a month per state. It's not going to make any difference, but I guess it'll be good for photographs and sound bites and those type of things. The plan was blocked by the Coalition and the Greens in June, with the minor party demanding a nationally agreed rent freeze, more rights for tenants, and increased funding for public housing in exchange for their support. Well, I mean, the Greens are doing what they're doing. They've got a position, and they're sticking to it. So, good luck to them. I may not agree with the arguments that they're putting forward, particularly around rent freezes, but this is the point of having minor parties in Parliament. So the compromises can be reached. progressive think tank, the Australia Institute, conducted a survey of 1,500 people, which found there was a significant goodwill towards key housing measures. It found almost 90% of people surveyed agreed the government should spend more money on affordable housing. Well, that doesn't mean they support the Housing Future Fund, does it? 3 in 4 people supported the introduction of rent caps. Oh. And one of the reason why I'm not a fan of rent caps, and we've discussed this many times, is it, well, disincentivizes investment in the sector, which means you get a reduction in housing supply for renters. They wanted the Commonwealth to work with states and territory governments on the matter via National Cabinet. The Australia Institute Executive Director Richard Dennis said people who owned their own homes also wanted more public money spent on affordable housing for others. This is an unequivocal endorsement of the government's work with the Senate and negotiate the successful passage of the Australian Housing Future Fund, he said. I mean, I honestly think the tougher times get for a lot of people, more of them are going to be sitting there wondering, why are we focusing, why does Albanese and Labor seem to be focusing on the voice, when you've got people struggling with their houses? So the survey found 54% of people who would support Prime Minister Anthony Albanese if he dissolved both houses of Parliament and called a double dissolution election if the Senate blocked the housing proposal for a second time. Oh, wouldn't that be entertaining? Wouldn't that be entertaining if that happened? Rental markets have become extremely competitive due to sluggish home building, a spike in population growth since borders reopened, and a trend towards smaller household sizes. The CPI, which measures rent paid across the entire sector, not just advertised properties, jumped 2.5% over the 3 months to June, in the sharpest quarterly surge since '88. Vacancy rates, an indication of how many properties renters are competing over, had started ticking up, but new data from Suburban Trends suggests many markets are still red hot. Roughly 50 regions recorded a 0.5 percentage point decline in vacancy rates in the past 4 weeks, which will keep upward pressure on rents in those regions as tenants compete for a shrinking pool of available properties. Suburban Trends founder Ken Lardner said the findings suggest the June uptick in national vacancy rates was a blip. The market has adjusted downward again, with decreases recorded in every capital city. The longer-term outlook for the rental market may be more upbeat, with renters likely to respond to the tight market by reforming share houses. On completion of a backlog of home building work, should also start to add to the total stock available, while lending data suggests investors are returning to the market. So, well, there we go, guys. Let's refresh and see the result of the poll from my viewers. That's been going for 5 minutes now. We jump over here. We can see 62% said yes, our government should spend more on affordable housing of the 29 people that voted, and 38% said no. And let's see what they said. No, if you haven't got a house, suffering your jocks, from Moonrock 98. However, what would that really yield us anyway? So let's refresh it again and see if we've gotten some more responses. We're up to 30 votes now. 32 votes. It's just rocketing, guys. But yes, make sure you have your vote and your say. Let's have a chat about this, guys. I think everyone wants housing to be more affordable, or at least everyone says they want housing to be more affordable. But I think reality is something, people are happy to say that, then they'll go and protest the development for apartments near them because they want to maintain the quality of their neighborhood. So it's all bullshit. It's all complete bullshit, and people are just talking the talk. They're not walking the walk, Sure, we want more affordable housing over there, away, not near me. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Keep the povs away. No. Yeah, it's bullshit. Okay? I don't see housing becoming affordable anytime soon in Australia. We had one up the street from me, a little two better workers' cottage, tiny. Not a bad garden, small block. It will be flooding. Went for $720. 100 people went through the first day. There you go, guys. It's just getting nuts. 2 bedrooms. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on that one. Thanks for watching. check out HeiseBim or HeiseDoes. And if you're a fan and want to support us, you can on YouTube or Patreon. Use the referral links, buy pocket squares, or I'll see you next time. Bye for now.